The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to welcome you to the February 2022 Enlightenment, SkyBridge Enlightenment. Today, we're going to discuss the chemical streams, speciation. But before we get started, briefly, if you look at your control panel, there's a little hand indicator there that will indicate to me that you can hear me okay. If you click that little hand, that will indicate to me that you can hear me okay, and we'll go ahead and get started. Great, perfect. All right. So great. Hope you had a good lunch. In Like in LeakDOS, there's a place where you can actually put in your stream information, and to get the full benefit, it's good to speciate those streams, telling SkyBridge what's inside of those streams. Just like you had in LeakDOS, you have that feature available here in SkyBridge as well. So here, I'll show you here. We'll just get started, and then we'll go into the SkyBridge itself. Let me exit out of here and click on the first one here. There we go. Share my screen with you, and we'll go with the flow here. All right. February chemical stream enlightenment. Okay. Where that's located is over the little wrench here. It says list and tools. So to get to the stream or the chemical information, the chemical stream, and we have batch there too, but that's just an empty field. But basically the pure chemicals and the chemical streams that you make up, you can click on the little wrench here, and that will bring you to list and tools. And then once you get there, you have an option to look at the chemical names. You can add chemical names, stream names, and of course, there's a field you can utilize called batch. You can just put anything that you want on there. We don't support batch facilities where they do mixtures certain time of the year, things like that. But you can use that field for anything that you would like. It's a pick list. But chemical names, chemical streams is what we're going to zero in on today. Okay. So in the pure chemical names, these are, when you click on chemicals, it's going to show you a list of all the pure chemical names that's out there, pretty much. If there's one that's not on this list, that's that you can add to your stream, then there's an add button over here at the top where you can add a stream, pure chemical here. And then it's going to ask you the CAS number, the chemical name, the response factor is 1. And then it's going to give you a little option here, Sarah recordable, the greenhouse gas, HAP service, ozone, and then EPA group here. And of course, it's a little bigger here where you can see a little better. Adding chemical names, CAS number, chemical response factor, and the acronyms here: Superfund, greenhouse gas, and hazardous air pollutants here. Okay. So again, you could add that chemical stream, and then that'll be available to you to add to your streams. Now, whenever you add your streams, you're going to go under what's called same area, but it's under streams. And if you look at your database, you'll see that you have all your streams listed, if you have any. You got to have at least one to that's a required field in SkyBridge. But if you notice over here to the left, it says the edit, delete, so you can edit and delete those. Edit composition, this is where you're going to do your speciation and add your different compositions here. Browse, meaning you can browse the components that's associated with that stream, right? So if I want to see all the components that's associated with benzene, over to the far right, it tells me I have 3,294 that has the stream and stream description of benzene. So if I want to look at those again, I can click the browse button here. And then the next one underneath that is BTX. And if you notice, it's the total composition is 100%. So whenever I run my emissions calculator, I'm expected to get the results of all the streams that make up the BTX. I'll show you that in a sec. But if you notice here, the chemicals, I have 3 that's in here that makes up the 100%. If you notice, the one above it is 60%. I just have 2 chemicals that's speciated. And then over to the far right, it shows me again the amount of components that's associated with that stream. And just a note, whenever you look at your database, if you do have like active components and it's 0, that means that stream is not being used. And if you have a lot of zeros, that means that when your technicians go out in the field and they're adding tags, they have to go through that long list of all those zeros if it's not going to be used. Some people put them in there and at the, maybe in the future, that stream, they're assuming that stream would be used, so they just leave it in there. But if you're not utilizing it, just delete it out if it has 0 active components. Or the ones that just have like 1 component that's associated with a stream, that means you probably need to take a look at that and then put it somewhere where it needs to be, because more than likely that's, one piece of equipment out there with 1 stream in it. That's probably unlikely, unless it's maybe a tank or something. But again, take a look at that. That'll help you up to clean up your database. But if you need to add a stream, there's the plus sign here to add the stream name and the stream description. And whenever you add the stream name and stream description, then you're going to put the response factor of 1. Again, you saw the add button earlier. And then over here, if you notice how it looks on the smart browse screen, you have a stream and stream description. It could be the same, or you can put abbreviation for the stream, component stream, and then stream description, spell it out a little more if you want to. But again, I like to make them the same. Just makes it a little easier. Response factor is 1. Okay. Again, this is adding the chemical stream composition. You're going to hit the add stream. Once you hit the edit composition, there's the edit button here on the stream composition button. So you can add a stream, add a composition. I'm sorry, you're adding pure chemicals to this stream. The stream is BTX, and I've already added some here already up to sum of 100%. If you notice, I have BTX, the stream, the chemical name is benzene, 40%. Toluene, I have 40%, and then xylene, I have 20% by weight percent here. Okay, you can import from other streams as well if you need to. You can do that, but I'll show you that in real time with the database. And normalizing your streams here: benzene 50%, water 50% normalized to what the instrument can read. Benzene 100%, molecular weight, unknown stream. Benzene. There we go. Benzene. There we go. Benzene 50% unknown, inert 50% will show on the report as unknown. So if you want to normalize your database, if you don't know exactly the full makeup of it. And then whenever you run your emissions calculator, see, I ran the emissions calculator here. This is not a report. This is just the data that comes from the calculator. But as you can see, instead of just showing BTX, it's going to show you BTX under the unit summary, the total VOC. But in addition to that, it'll show me what makes up the BTX stream, which is benzene, toluene, xylene. And it's going to give the emissions of all 3 pure chemicals here. If you didn't have them speciated, then it'd just show you the BTX stream with total VOC. Okay. All right, let's get into the software here. Just to run through that again, what we just did. The stream over here under the list here, list and tools, configuration, right? And this is your pick list, right? All these are your pick lists, but the little spray bottle is your stream. Okay? So your chemical names, this is the list of all the chemical names that's in the database here. And if you go, there's several pages here. If you can't find yours, there's a search button at the top here. Okay. And there's the export button if you need to export these and, sort them and kind of like look for something. But well, you can look for it here by using the search button. But if you need to export it, you can do it here. But there's the add button here we mentioned earlier. So you'll put the CAS number for a pure chemical, the chemical name, and then the response factor 1. If it's a greenhouse gas or not, you can do that. If not, you don't have to. And then if you need to associate it with the EPA group, you can do that. If not, just hit save. Okay. And now that pure chemical will be available to me when I do my speciation. Okay. Now the next thing you want to do is the stream names. So these are the streams. So if you want to add a stream, again, remember, take a look at the total active component count. Look for the zeros and the ones and twos, things like that. And then clean that up if you need to. Zeros, if you need to delete them over here, you can. But if I click on one of these, like this BTX that we saw earlier, I can just hit browse here and it's going to open up that and show me those components. See how it's filtered for that stream ID number, and then hit retrieve. Okay. And it showed me all those components, all 9 components associated with that stream name. And let me just edit that. Okay. And there's a BTX here stream. You can send your stuff back to quarantine and globally change if you need to at any given time here. All right. So again, adding a composition, adding a stream, and then speciating it. So let me just add a stream. The description. And then the response factor is 1 to the machine times 1, whatever the reading is, and then save that. Okay. So there's the stream. Now again, when I run my calculator, I'll get the DAC total VOC, right? 0 total composition. So what I want to do is go to edit composition. You got to do them one at a time, of course. Each stream, that'd be a little project for you. So you would go ahead and add the new composition. So you hit the add new button. And then you pick your stream, the first pure chemical off the list. And then the weight percent. See the weight percent? I'll just do 50%, make it easy. Save that, and there it is right there. Again, you can import from another stream. See, if I click on import here, I can tell it what, of course I have to pick the stream and then hit import. Okay. Let's see, green, import. Okay. See, these are the 2 from the green that I just added. And again, it's in the DAC. I just imported that. Let me just delete that so I can start all over. Even if you need to import like maybe 70% from another stream, and then you go ahead and make up the other to get the total 100%. Other stream to make up the total 100%. Let me see here. Pick the pure chemical off the list again. 50%. And that import makes it a little easier for you too. And add a new one. And I'll just make this one 50% too. Get my 100%. There we go. Now I have my 100%. And now I can hit save. I can hit save, make copy, and then add some more if I need to, and then reduce the weight percent if I need to. So again, you can manipulate it a little bit there. Okay. Save and close. Okay. And now I have my DAC. Here we go, right here. And I got it's 100% right there. Okay. So now it's not associated. If you notice a 0 over here, that's what I mentioned earlier. When you have those zeros like that, it's not associated with any component. So to do that, I'll just associate it with maybe a couple components here right quick. So maybe this 70 components mud. I'll do that. And there's another 0 here too. You can sort on these too. If you got a long list, you can sort. You can do a little group by if you need to. Group by. So group by if you need to do that too. But before you get started, there's a report that you can run. And if I go to reports and under emission calculations, there's one here, component streams with incomplete compositions, right? So these are the ones that are not 100%. So you just run that report, and then you can work on those first, a list here. And as you can see, got one benzene, 60%. The rest of them all are zeros. Now that one I just added was 100% DAC. So I want to take that one and I want to switch it out with the one that's called mud, I think. So I'll go to components and I'll filter for stream. Component stream and stream description are both the same, but if you don't make them match whenever you're adding them, they will be different. So I like to make them match or put them pretty similar, equal to, and I'll do the mud. Add that and then retrieve. So there's 70 records. So I'll take those 70 records and then send to quarantine. Okay. And now I'll go to quarantine over here to the left, right here. And I'll make sure my radio button is on edits. And I'll just go ahead and put in a stream name. And it's mud. And retrieve that. And now I can select all. Right click. And I'm going to do the edit selected here. Okay. Edit selected. And I'm looking for my stream, component stream. And I'm going to do the one that I just added and speciated. That's the DAC stream. And there's the apply changes to selected records. Okay. And I'm just going to edit this to C. And there's the stream name here, DAC. And I'm right click, unhold selected. And I'll go ahead and process those through. Okay. Just go back to quarantine and make sure edits and retrieve. Okay, great. All right, so those changed. I was able to add the stream and then apply to the components that's existing. So now when I go back to the streams, I should have, I think 70, I think the number was. Streams. And now DAC, and if I go over, it was 0, and now it's 70 associated with those. Okay. And I can just hit browse here and then retrieve. All right. And these are the ones that I've just changed. I think it automatically checks the stream description. But here's the chemical component stream, and then stream description down here at the bottom. Now I can hit retrieve. Okay. There we go. Stream description right here. All right. But again, whenever you come over to run your calculator, and I'll just show you the results right quick. Everything looks good here. Go. And once I calculate those, I'll be able to see my streams by weight percent. Okay. So I'll go over here and then chemical. Remember, summary, and it will give you the total VOC, but the chemical summary is what I'm looking for here. And there's the benzene diluent. That's the one for BTX here. And then the ones I added was, I think it was this one earlier for DAC, and this one here. 2 at 50%. All right. And again, you can do the grouping if you need to. You can delete these if you need to, edit if you need to change the name. But let me just make sure I covered everything on this field here. Yeah. So save and make copy. You can copy one. Import. You can export this to Excel if you need to. The information that's in here. Let's see what else. Great. Covered. Okay. Total composition response factor. Okay, great. Perfect. All right. Well, I just wanted to cover that topic with you, just to make sure you know how to enter that information into SkyBridge. If you didn't have it, if it's just total VOC, you're still good. You'll get the total VOC when you run the calculator. But if you want to make this a project where you take one chemical, first of all, I would see how many components, right? Like I would sort, like this one here, 3,994. I'll probably start with that one. This one is 60%, so I'll work on that, get that up to 100%. Then I go to my next one here. This one 100, skip that one, right? Or you can export this information too, and just to see. But you saw earlier the ones that do not have 100% speciation, incomplete speciation at report. So you can go there and just start. Because the ones that are like 70%, 60%, all those will show up on the report. So you can start there and start cleaning them up. I'm sorry, over here under total weight percent. 60 will show up. The zeros will show up, of course, too. All right. Remember, any problems that you may have with SkyBridge, this is your best friend over here, the little question mark right here. Click on that, and that will get you to our support site. So just fill that out. It's not much to fill out. Pretty nice thing. You can add a picture too if you need to. Screenshot of the error message, things like that. Email. And that will create a ticket for us, and then we'll be able to help you out. So take advantage of that. Use that much. Any questions you may have, if you're stuck looking at something, just take a look at that. I think pretty soon we'll have a enlightenment on the mapping system you have in here. See how you have the little map here? You click on that and it'll actually show you that where that work request is out in your unit. So that's something, this topic's going to be coming up in the future. Okay. All right. Thank you for your time this afternoon. Appreciate it. And you have yourself a good weekend. Stay safe. That will end the webinar. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.